I want to talk about embracing your villain era, which I know that's what Wicked for Good is supposed to be. That's what Act 2 is supposed to be. And in theory, with this black woman that has been done wrong continuously, it should really hit. But by the time it comes in the film, because the pacing is so weird, it doesn't.
It's not even just the pacing for me, it's the writing. Okay? This, and again, I have to bring up Nessa again. Nessa is the original hater. Well, the family, her family in general is. Nessa is her original hater in this film, though. And what do we see her doing? She immediately jumps back into older sister mode of trying to keep her happy. And that's actually how all of this stuff starts as well, like with turning people into the Tin Man and stuff like that. And then, of course, they go back to blame her. Nessa immediately puts the blame on her. So it's like, I'm sorry, if I was becoming wicked in this film, I would have banished Nessa a long time ago. And no, she has to go. And then also we have like the I think the big one for me is the wizard. You literally were in front of him. You were literally in front of him. This man has no powers. Yeah. If you're really embracing your wicked era, why didn't you do something to mess him up? Like something, even if you don't want to kill him, do something like take out his legs, turn him into a violin. I don't know, do something.
Not a violin. Because that's her daddy.
But so are we supposed to believe that she knew that?
It doesn't, it's unclear.
It's not
But
clear, right?
I thought it was obvious from the first film.
Oh, I didn't know, you know. I found it very unserious.
It is very unserious. Because when they show her mommy
Yeah.
in the first film having her little dalliance with this man, he has the silhouette of Jeff Goldblum. What did you have to say about the de-aging CGI they did on him?
It was ridiculous. Again, I can't believe that this is this is going to be probably the highest grossing film this year, maybe behind Avatar. Let's see. It was bad. It was bad. I'm sorry.
I was laughing my ass off. I can't. I'm telling you, Act 3 is probably my favorite because at that point I was just like, you know what? This is not a serious film. This film is not winning any Oscars like the first. Like This is just laugh, just smile and wave, boy.
It's a money grab. Let's call it where it is. It's a money grab.
Ooh.
Yeah. And also the final thing on Elphaba, like trying to embrace her wickedness, is one of the reasons why I really don't like this film is because again it feels very male centered. Because what this film really wants me to understand is that Elphaba's being wicked because she's refusing to let go of Jonathan Bailey.
Valid.
It was never Glinda's man. Never.
What do you have to say about how this film addresses political propaganda?
Nowhere near as good as the first one. So when I watched the first one, I'd heard loads of people say that they loved the play, but I still had low expectations just because when it comes to musicals, they're really hit or miss for me. So I went in with low expectations, but I left feeling elated. I had a wonderful feeling when I left the cinema. I couldn't wait for this new one. And one of the reasons why is because, yes, it's got all of the campness and it's got all of the, the chaos and stuff, but it handles very serious topics really well. And I found myself relating to Elphaba on multiple levels, whether it's me as a black woman, whether it's me as a diasporan, whether it's me as someone who's experienced living in other countries as well. But this time around, I didn't care about anyone. I barely cared about Elphaba as well, actually, because she was behaving stupid in this film as well. She was very, very dumb. Yeah, so I felt like even the stuff with the animals, which I felt was done excellently in the first movie, like you say, I didn't care about them either because they're not. No. I wasn't made to feel their pain. We do see them being forced to build the yellow brick road in the beginning, and we see them kind of saying, "Oh, we have to get out of here." And I'm sure there are many people around the world with ancestries that will relate to that, right? This feeling that a place is no longer safe for you and you need to leave, right? That's touching on raw nerve for a lot of people.
I did find the idea of the animals being the ones that built the yellow brick road while being oppressed to be like some kind of commentary on African Americans in the US.
Yeah.
But like
many communities.
Light work. Yeah. True, actually, many.
But yeah, I aside from that, it just didn't work for me. I am somewhat of a pessimist in that, unfortunately, I agree with the wizard when it comes to this idea that a lot of people just want to have certain things to believe in. I do think that a lot of people are just not interested in hearing revolutionary ideas. Now, the difference between me and the wizard is the wizard thinks that it's okay to go and take advantage of that. And, populist politicians feel that way as well. He's basically a populist. But yeah, unfortunately, this film almost feels like it's agreeing with me that people do need something to hold on to. Whether it's like nation myths, whether it's believing that immigrants are evil, whether it's believing whatever political myths there are, I feel that way, and then unfortunately the film didn't convince me, and I feel like that's scary for a kids film to be coming to that conclusion personally, but anyway, what did
I,
you think?
I think the problem with the way Wicked for Good handles political propaganda, and there were seeds of this in the first film, but it was covered up by the other greatness that was happening around it, is that the wider public of Oz, whether that's the Munchkins or the general Ozians, don't feel like real people. They don't exist. When you're watching this film, you can tell that every scene you're watching is a scene for a film. And what I mean by that is, to me, some of the greatest bits of fantasy film or sci-fi film, they feel like I am just peeking into a real world that actually exists. And that when the scene ends, those characters will continue existing and they'll continue interacting with each other, even though, of course, I know that they're fictional. But with Wicked for Good, and it was somewhat like this in Wicked, you see, when the Munchkins are talking or when they're all coming to see Glinda, I don't believe these are real people. I don't believe they live in any village. I don't believe they eat, they raise their children, they go to school, they cook, they clean. Yes, I do the cooking. Yes, I do the cleaning. I don't believe, I don't know how to explain it. It feels like they are just like extras in a film set standing on the set for a particular scene. And once the director yells cut, immediately all of it stops. Like, there's no tangibility to what I'm watching. Our main characters feel somewhat tangible, but nothing else does.
I do agree with you, but let me tell you why it doesn't bother me. Because I believe that's how politicians view us, as in the general public.
Mm.
They don't think we're real people.
Yeah, I know, but it just didn't work for me. I think
I
it's
get it.
also because of the loss of She's University. She's University grounded our ensemble a bit more in something richer. Whereas because that set is lost in this film, it's just like these wide shots of the tulip fields and Munchkin land, and I'm like, what does any of this actually mean? So yeah, none of that stuff really moved me either way.